Since his promotion 5 years ago, an Albuquerque police sergeant has been the target of nearly 24 misconduct investigations. KRQE News 13 investigative reporter Ann Perrette sifted through his personnel file and found police say the 45-year-old was clocking in, then spending time with a teenage girl or his family instead of responding to calls.
So where did that happen?
That's Sergeant Christopher Romero responding to a call for service, as he's done for 19 years as a member of the Albuquerque Police Department. His look has changed over the nearly 2 decades, and his disciplinary file keeps getting thicker.
Hey, Chris, based on her statements, I do have probable cause for arrest.
KRQE previously covered Romero when his own department arrested him in 2018 on the charge of false imprisonment. He was accused of not allowing his then wife to leave mid-argument by pulling the keys from her car's ignition.
When she was in the vehicle trying to leave, what happened there?
So I tried to stop her.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Romero's booked but let go the next day. The DA's office dismissed the case, citing insufficient evidence. 5 months after this arrest, APD promotes Romero to sergeant in January 2019. Since then, a public records request shows the department's internal affairs investigated his behavior nearly 24 times. Half of those result in discipline, ranging from training to multi-day suspensions. In one of the most recent, the IA team found Romero clocked in when he was actually at his home with a 16-year-old girl. The investigation started after his coworker, an APD lieutenant, submitted a tip she received accusing a then 44-year-old Romero of, quote, having an inappropriate relationship with the teenager. 16 is the legal age of consent, and the IA investigation notes they couldn't actually prove a sexual relationship, but determined Romero, quote, was involved in some type of relationship with a 16-year-old female. This internal affairs investigation began a year after the relationship was alleged to have started. It's noted the people who eventually reported it didn't want to ruin the sergeant's career, and they believed the relationship did end at one point. But when they saw the teenager's car parked outside Romero's home a year later, they went straight to police. These photos were taken, which the IA report says show Romero's patrol car at home that morning, too. It turns out he was supposed to be on duty. The report includes records showing Romero clocked in, but didn't hold the required daily briefing or respond to any calls for service. And no one saw him at the substation that day. He's given an 8-hour suspension. An additional 24-hour suspension is tacked on for the relationship. The IA team used 4 weeks of phone records to prove the two spoke nearly every day, multiple times a day, from 2 minutes to more than 2 hours at a time. Comparing the call log with Romero's activity log, the team concluded he was on duty during at least 4 of those phone calls. The tipster's suspicion Romero and the teen's relationship had either picked back up or never ended the year before is confirmed. And it appears it's still ongoing. This is footage captured by Romero's lapel in January. That blur is the teen. A separate IA investigation shows a lieutenant conducted a required supervisory inspection and found the teen in the front seat of his patrol car on 2 different days. There's no sound because Romero doesn't turn on the camera audio until he gets out of the car. The IA investigation states Romero told investigators he's given her a ride on, quote, numerous occasions. But the footage doesn't just show a ride. In both videos, you can see the teen gets out to respond to calls with him. Romero's given a written reprimand. But the punishment could become more severe because someone brought the IA investigation into Romero's alleged misconduct with the teenager to the Attorney General's attention. The office is now investigating, and its findings will be sent to the state's Law Enforcement Certification Board, which could result in Romero losing his police certification. It turns out a separate investigation is already underway by this board on a different incident: overtime fraud. A citizen complaint alleges Romero clocked in saying he worked overtime when he was actually spending time with his kids. It's confirmed by a check of the sergeant's computer log, which showed no work was done, and in an interview with the supervisor on those visits. The Citizen Police Oversight Agency determined Romero stole 3 hours of overtime pay over 2 different days. He's handed a 4-week suspension, but it can't be imposed because records reveal the investigation took longer than the police union's allotted time frame. We're told Christopher Romero went into early retirement just last month, but he's not completely off the hook. Albuquerque police sent its report to the Law Enforcement Certification Board, which is now investigating. The department declined an interview on their sergeant's disciplinary record, and after numerous attempts, both Romero and his attorney did too. Ann Perrette, KRQE investigates.
Romero's retirement went into effect 1 week after police went to his home for a domestic dispute. An incident report states the teen girl called police and that officers noticed bruises on her face, but she refused medical care. The report says Romero was not interviewed because he refused to come out of his home. No charges have been filed, but APD says it has launched another IA investigation, and we'll keep you updated on this story.